jury in the safe,
Yep.
which is implying that this guy is sleeping with women that he doesn't trust enough to
have
the jury laying around.
Of course. Lifestyle.
That's not a flex. I'm worried about this guy.
Right? I want you to be safe.
But I'm honestly, like, as much as we're gonna for the next, we're catching up. Like, we haven't potted for a little bit, and I apologize for you guys. But I know we're gonna talk about Jadakiss a little bit, but Tyga in his own right, that guy's a legend, and it sounds fucking weird to say and hilarious, like I'm joking or I'm trolling or I don't know what I'm talking about. But like, from Rack City to
everything.
Like, he found his pocket, he stays there, and exactly. Like, he found his pocket, he stays there, and that's it. He doesn't deviate, and he smashes it every time.
That's it. But we'll get into it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. But I heard that song. I ended up playing that too many times, and then I had to turn to my girl and be like, "Listen, am I tripping or is Tyga a legend?" She's like, "Yeah, probably." He probably is a legend.
I was gonna say he's probably tripping.
Oh no.
Mandem. It's not with a hype thing. A war.
The world general speaking.
What it do, yo? We back, baby. It's good, man.
It's been a little bit. And of course, it's your boy.
Shop like Shaq. You waste yo.
Yeah, as I mentioned, apologies to everybody, but life happens. It's been a crazy, 2 weeks? I mean, we just took 1 week off or what?
We took 1 week, but like...
We also took a week off before that too.
Yeah,
so like, it was just...
Let's just call it a month. Like, it's been a crazy month, crazy summer.
I think next year we're just going to have to instate like summer vacation period. Like August off limits probably.
Yeah. We're on a teacher schedule, bro. That's it.
Yeah. But what how have you been? Have you been enjoying your time or filling your time?
Yeah, man. So I've returned to work this week, and boy, that first week back after vacation is tough, bro. That's tough. Every day you're just like, why am I here? You know what I mean? But it was hard adjusting. I'm not gonna lie. Sleeping, getting up early, it was tough. But the week went by, flew by. Nothing too crazy popped off, and I was just enjoying it, man. More wedding planning, planning with the wifey and stuff like that. So things are coming together, man. We're a month away.
So do you feel like you're going to be planning all the way until the day, and then it's time, or are you going to be like, okay, next week you've got everything lined up, now it's all about like the day of and actually doing the things when the time comes?
Yeah, pretty much. So we have a wedding planner, so we're going to meet with her and go through like run of show, breakdown timelines, all that stuff.
Shout out J-Lo.
Yeah, you already know. And hand over like pretty much all our vendors' names, contacts, and all that information.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So from this month forward, like, she's going to handle stuff for us.
The wedding planner has been just like on the sidelines waiting, or?
No. Like, she's been definitely helping us throughout, but we did like the service where it's really from like the month of and day of is really when like she kicks into action. That. Yeah. Because we already found our venue we wanted, and originally, right, we found our own venue. We were doing things on our own.
I'm sure the cost is different.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then we were like, wait, we don't want to be responsible for contacting people and like, leading up the days leading up to this thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
we got her to do that. Shout out to Lorena. Shout out to her.
The tattoo artist also planning your wedding?
Right? Can you imagine?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe that's in her bag too. I don't know. But no, so it's one of those things where it's like, we're getting into the grind. So it's like, okay, let's just get everything complete as we can until about that week of. And then, we do the rehearsal, do the wedding, and that's it, bro.
Love it. Don't you have some bachelor stuff coming up too?
Yeah. I do. So I'm looking forward to that, man.
Vegas.
I wish. Even though Vegas is open, but we'll save that. I feel like I get a redo, right? I think
do you?
Like, because of COVID.
No, everything's open.
No, I feel like we get a redo. Like, I get a bachelor party part 2.
You could leave if you want to.
No.
Just because the time is now.
Just because you left. But nah, so honestly, like, from everyone listening, that's kind of been what's on my plate, man. It's just obviously taking care of that. I had some family stuff that we won't get into right now that I've also had to take care of too. So but yeah, we're here. We're not slacking. We just got things going on. Life happens.
We're not leaving either. We're not leaving. None of that. We're not slowing down. We're still foot on the gas. We're just busy dudes.
That's it, man. That's it. How you living though? How's your week?
It's been okay, man. Like this week is way better than the last week because I was talking to you before. Like I was just taking care of wifey because she was just sick all week. So I didn't have much time to do anything. It just so happened that you also needed the time, so I didn't have to worry about potting, which is great. But yeah, just been here getting my bearings out in North Hollywood. I was lucky enough to hang out with my cousin who lives in Rancho. So we came down, had a good time. But like other than that, just like kicking it. It's been like very, very low key. I'm excited to go to, I think we're planning on going to Santa Monica Beach tomorrow.
Nice.
Because it's hot. And like if you've never been to LA, it's like if you're not by like near mid city, which is closer to the beach, closer to Venice, closer to all of that stuff. I'm like I'm more north.
Yep.
And it's like closer to the valley. And it's just hot, like unbearably hot. It's like when I'm working outside, it's me and a bunch of lizards eating flies out there in a place where nothing is growing at all.
No. How do the flies taste, by the way?
Shut up. I think I told you before I saw Keke Palmer. I ran into Keke Palmer the other day.
We need to talk about that. This guy just hits me up randomly and is like, yo, Keke Palmer's beside me. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, man. We were just at this random bar as we were waiting for brunch. And I just saw this woman like just dancing, having a vibe, blah, blah, blah. And like, it was just like the bar was just her man and her. So I just looked up and I was like, this girl's having a good time. Holy fuck, that's Keke Palmer. So that, yeah, I mean, I don't like to badger celebrities. I hate that. I think it's like, it makes my skin crawl when I see somebody lose their shit around a celebrity.
For sure. They're just like us. They just got a little bit more money, that's all.
Some people lose their shit around celebrities that they don't even care about. Like, I appreciate Keke Palmer. She's very talented and she's very accomplished, all of that stuff. But like she's not like, oh my God, I met Keke Palmer and I love her and everything that she does. I can't even, like, off the top of my head, the first movie that I can think of is like Spelling Bee. Is that the one that she's in?
Aquila and the Bee, but you know.
That's the one. Great movie. Aquila and the Bee. How old was she? Like 12?
Younger, I think. Man, that's hilarious. That's the first movie a lot of people are going to think of, let's be honest.
Really? I feel like she's done more, no?
No, she definitely has.
Well, like recently, like some performances that stick, or has she just more so been like dancing and activisting, I feel.
Yeah. I would say that I think there's like TV shows and stuff that she's done. But she's been just on social media and like hosting things or been on TV. Like I feel like we've seen a lot of her in the recent years.
Yeah. So it was interesting. I didn't really chat with her too much other than like the fact that we're literally next to each other and they're taking care of their bill while I was like trying to order something. We like had a little laugh, but like then after that we went to brunch and guess who's sitting next to us?
Wow. So did you strike up more conversation there? Or
no, because like now I feel like it's like I'm uncomfortable now because
that's when you make a joke and like just break the ice and make it like less.
If the interaction was longer, I probably would have said something, but like, nah.
That's fair.
I also saw. Do you watch Love Island by chance?
No, I don't.
You're not missing much. Not at all. But I saw. I can't even tell you what the
one of the contestants off of that show, though, right?
Yeah, it was this woman named. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Letty, but it's not Letty. It's something like that.
Okay.
But if you guys watch Love, no, not Letty. If you watch Love Island, she's the Hispanic girl that was like dealing with like the light skinned dude with the beard or whatever. But yeah, she was just like right there chilling.
You literally described every light skinned dude, including yourself.
Yeah, but there was only so many light skinned dudes on Love Island.
All right.
But yeah, just I haven't been up to much, so I'm really looking forward to the next few weeks and figuring some shit out. My boys hit me up, or a couple of my boys hit me up from LA, and I forget that I have people out here myself to come and do some stuff. So,
okay.
Well, we'll get a little mix here as the days go on.
Most definitely. Yo, I got to. I forgot one thing that I did actually.
Okay.
Well, two things. because your boy was like actually outside, bro. Like I know we've been saying this all the time, but I literally went downtown and spent like hours and days downtown for the first time in like a year. But I went to a Jays game.
Oh yeah, how was that? How do they do it? Like, does it feel normal or what?
Yeah, for the most part, it felt normal, man. Like I'm not gonna lie, you go in, obviously, like the masking stuff is still a thing, but they have different sections. So if you want to be in the mix, like have people right beside you, you could buy those seats, or they have social distancing pods. So basically, it's the same section or like a section over from the main crowd, but it's every other row. The seats are spaced out, so it's not people directly beside you.
So basically, it's up to you if you want to. Like, you could have that regular old where high five and next to strangers experience, or I'm uncomfortable, but I want to see the Jays play, so I'm gonna get my pod and I'm gonna sit away from everybody.
Exactly.
Is the pricing more over there, or is it just like availability type?
It was just availability.
Cool.
So so we did that option, took the social distancing option, just to play it safe. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know what this vibe's gonna be like first thing back, so I'm like, let's do that. Mm-hmm. But it was a vibe, man. They ended up losing the game, but it just felt good to be in a sporting event with a crowd.
How normal is that to watch the Jays lose live?
Listen, they might make the playoffs this year, man. They might make the playoffs this year.
I don't understand the Jays because I don't watch it, but like
that's my sport.
I remember the year that like the bat flip and all that stuff. Yeah. That was amazing. Then I think the year like right after, it was just a different situation. It was okay, but then the year right after that one, they were trash.
They were trash.
It was 2 years difference, and they were garbage. I was like, I was getting ready to like fully buy in, and you guys aren't even good. So fuck this.
Yo, honestly, you're not like we could talk about that in like when we talk about sports, but I think that's a big thing when it comes to teams. It's like, especially if you're a losing franchise, you got to try to ride out that sustained glory for as long as possible. Gain a fandom before you start losing people, you know? But yeah, this team's good. They got a nice young core, guys. It's really good to be out there. I also went to a TFC game.
Fuck you, outside.
I was outside. I spent way too much money that the 2 weeks I was off, so that's it. But
outside Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, appreciate your business.
I got you. I got you. But that was a different vibe. Like, so there, I didn't have the distancing. It was kind of just like whatever. You sit in your row and there's people all over. I got the
face paint.
Yeah, I got the white guy high five. So you know about that. You know that's legendary.
Bro, I think I definitely told you. I think I told you this when we went to a Jays game when it was just you and I.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that is like my ultimate goal. Whenever I go to any of these sporting events, I want something so spectacular to happen that I just have to turn to my right or my left or behind me or in front of me, and a white guy is just looking at me, middle-aged.
Yep.
I want a middle-aged one. I don't want no 20-something-year-old.
Yeah.
And I want him to be like so enthused that he doesn't even see color. He just sees. I mean, if it's a Blue Jays game, he sees blue.
Yeah.
And he just gives you that high five, and after the high five, I just give myself a little Kobe fist pump. I'm so excited.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was wicked to the point where like I was with my girl, and we did a double date with a couple of my friends, and they turned to me like, "Yo, you always make friends at these games. I can't help it, man. Like this is what happens." But that's the vibe. Like I miss that energy of people just getting excited, just losing their mind for like 2 hours, just forgetting about everything else, and you're just in a zone of just watching the sport and cheering it on, having some beers. It's a good time, man.
Love it. I'm jealous. I hope that I can do something like that too. Maybe I'll see about an LA Dodgers game.
There you go.
That's a good idea. I never thought about that till right now.
Hey,
check that out.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So speaking of events like that, I don't want to go too deep into this. I just really want to talk about it. I'm not trying to break down the situation, but Lox, Dipset had their verses. I know you definitely watched the whole thing because that's just what you do. I saw the clips after the fact, and I was like, damn, this was crazy. I loved it. What were your thoughts of the situation and Jadakiss's stellar 2-0 performance?
2-0 in the verses. Oh, man. So, first off, I was coming back from a wedding that night, so I completely forgot about it, thought it was over, until people are messaging me at like 10:30, like, yo.
Wait, you were coming back from a wedding to that? Oh, This guy was half lit already. Nice.
Of course. So I'm like, it's on now? What? I turn it on. They're literally just getting started, like 11 o'clock.
Wow.
okay. So caught it right in the mix. The energy's vibing. Jada's like, yo, half these guys are drunk already. They're sweating. I'm looking at Cameron. This man looks like Stephen A. Smith with his hairline. Jim Jones looks a mess.
Jim Jones is in the gym. What are you talking about?
The energy was crazy, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like seeing the Locks go at it, and they're just talking trash on stage, bro. Like this was the most New York thing I've seen in my life. The Tims, Jada's rocking the Tims. Like,
and then you had what's his name, Jewels with the do-rag. The what do you have? What was the combo? It was a do-rag, bandana, and a fitted hat.
And a fitted. Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah. And then what's the guy's Freaky Z?
Somebody said he looked like somebody said that Jewels looked like the Lost and Found pile.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And they literally had a side by side with like a pile of clothes, and I was like,
oh, yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Freaky Zeke, I heard he was dancing up a storm doing his thing, but like it was weird. Like it wasn't. I don't want to go too deep again. Yeah. I just want to more so talk about Jadakiss. But what I saw with what I heard about the Versuz and what I saw was that it looked like Dipset doesn't really fuck with each other the way that Locks does. Locks look like they got a group chat and they hang out every day, and Dipset looks like they just show up for public appearances.
Yo, honestly, and they're supposed to be touring. Dipset's supposed to be on tour.
Like I said, they show up for the bag, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I saw that commercial that they did at Madison Square Garden." Yeah, they show up for the bag. But yeah, Jada snapped. He did something a little extra on the Versuz, where instead of just giving you the 20 songs for 20 songs, he gave you like a freestyle, and he was getting at these guys. He was telling Cam like, "Yo, you don't even live here. You from Miami. What are you talking about?" Right. And he's talking about Jewels and saying he went to jail to fix his teeth, and like they were so disrespectful. Where like Jada threw Jewels' bandana down. Styles P was kicking Cameron. And like, if I tell you this and you never saw it, you're like, well, who died?
Right, exactly.
But there was definitely a conversation before where I'm sure these guys were like, listen, we're going to give them a show. We're going to get mad disrespectful. But listen, don't take it personal. This is a show. I
don't know, man. That was like, I
saw Styles P and Cameron in like a video after. We're like,
okay.
We're what was his name? Cameron was like, my brother was kicking me, or no, Styles P was like, my brother was kicking me, and then out of nowhere into the frame comes Cameron, and I'm like, these guys like they're friendly. I'm not sure if they're besties, but they're friendly.
They're frenemies.
Yeah,
I get it. It's New York, man. New York niggas are like that, bro. They crazy, man. It was intense though. I love that like. The Locks did something different. Like they kind of did mixes, bro. Like they weren't just playing the straight songs. They were playing like, oh, we're gonna jump from here to here. You know what I mean? Like their DJ was on point. Like at one point, I think it was Cameron said, he's like, oh, y'all don't like girls. Y'all don't like girls. Y'all ain't got nothing for the ladies. And Jada's like, we ain't got nothing for the ladies. And boom, killed them with like straight bangers right after that. Like Jada didn't come.
I'm happy for Jada. Like he's like not that he's not ever received the credit that he deserves, the respect that he deserves as an MC and as an artist in this game, where everybody's always just talking about the same 5 names. Sure. Jada's name deserves to be up there, and I'm happy that everybody's starting to see it. Like I've been seeing this tweet circulating with his basically his resume.
Yep.
And it's insane. If you like. So I'm happy that like I'm sure that there's like 18-year-old kids around somewhere where they're like, yo, who's Jadakiss? Why is his voice so raspy? Yeah. I gotta hear more about this guy.
Go look him up. Googles, as they say. The man's a legend in this game, bro. Worked with everyone. Like that's just nuts.
So still sticking with Versuz, I have another topic here.
Yeah.
Based on what Leonard says, aka Charlemagne the God.
All right, here we go.
I didn't watch the clip because I wanted to play it for the podcast because I need to understand this. And like, I don't know. He basically says that in a Versuz battle, 6ix9ine would wash Eminem.
Sorry, what? Okay, all right.
In a Versuz battle, 6ix9ine, Takashi 6ix9ine, Super Rat, would wash Your Beard is Weird, Eminem.
Your beard is weird.
Here's the clip.
Not any verses, bro.
Any.
I mean,
Any.
against
Any. M don't have the songs like that. M can rap, and we like
yeah,
M
but
as
not
a
against
rapper.
any verses. There are rappers that are worse than Eminem. Like against
Way worse.
6ix9ine.
Yeah, but they got better songs.
You think
Future
6ix9ine
watches Eminem in a
You think
verse.
6ix9ine beats Eminem in a verses?
Depending on the generation.
You a crazy motherfucker. You are
Depending
wild.
on-
boy.
he right, though.
Depending
He
on
right.
the
You are
generation.
wild,
M
yo.
don't got nothing. Yo, M don't got nothing that slap like Gummo to these kids. Yo, Young Thug washes Eminem in a verse.
Well, yes, he does.
Verses?
Okay. What are your thoughts?
Okay, he kind of saved himself when he said depending on the generation.
I don't think that there was a depending on the generation, because a versus battle is a versus battle. People
Right,
watch and
okay.
people just watch. And you can't just say, oh, only 18-year-olds might watch. So
Yeah.
no. People, like, it is what it is.
Yeah, no,
So-
Eminem wins, bro. As much as like I'm not an Eminem stan at all, I have over time, I've just come to like not really like this guy's music as much. But I still think he wins against 6ix9ine. Come on now.
It's so crazy how I can't even listen to Eminem. Like, I loved Eminem. Everybody loved Eminem. And I was talking about this the other day. It was just like, this guy was funny, and he would, like, the beats were good, and the bars were crazy, and he was clever and all of that. But I think, I don't know, maybe it's because like as the years went on and on and on, he deviated from the funny.
Okay,
That's what I loved him for.
I have a thought.
Go for it.
Was it because he got sober? Is sober Eminem what ruined Eminem?
I've met sober lit people.
I'm not saying that doesn't happen.
Okay, no. Okay, when did he go sober? Was that like more in the 2010s or?
I think so. Because I think like, and of course, I'm not gonna not applaud. Like, we should applaud sobriety. Like, you know,
Sobriety, of course. If it's not for you, and you're living a better life without them, kind of good for you in your life and all that. But like, let's just talk about the art.
The art. Like, I think it changed the art.
Because the same way that, like, aside from sobriety, we talk about people that are going through breakups, the music is better. We talk about people that are like going through turmoil in their life. They're dealing with loss. They're dealing with like they get they get married. Like, something happens in life.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, not even married. I'm sorry. I think it's usually the negative shit. It's usually the negative shit that actually makes the better music.
Yes.
That's a good point. Do you think that like he just lost that funny bone when he stopped doing whatever he was doing?
I think so, man. I think so. So, okay, I'm looking it up.
Okay.
This is from 2020. There was an article from Global News saying that he was celebrating 12 years of sobriety.
Okay, so 2000, do the math.
So 2008.
Okay, then that makes about sense as far as the music, because let me look at his Spotify real quick.
That's when things started to take a downward turn, man. I think, anyways, because he had a couple features that, you know, were good, and then he had a couple things in the 2010s.
Wow.
But
well, what's crazy with Eminem is, like, you know how many albums he's released since like the Eminem Show and the Marshall Mathers LP, etc. Mm-hmm. But like the popular songs, and they're like gigantically popular on Spotify, is The Real Slim Shady. That's number one. Okay. And I've never seen a number like this on Spotify, but that's 699 million streams.
Holy crap.
And then, you know, but then there's also Till I Collapse, which to me, I'm like, okay, that's the one for me.
Okay.
But mainly because like their G-Unit remix. I love that shit.
Yeah.
That has over a billion streams. So let's go to like his discography. 2008, you said?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay. Well, Encore was 2004.
Okay.
That was probably his last one that I think we listened to.
Yep.
And then Relapse came out in 2009. And that's where I stopped.
Rough.
Recovery stopped.
And he says
Marshall,
that too. Yeah. The Marshall Mathers LP 2 wasn't that bad. It had
the Monster, Kendrick, Rihanna.
Yeah. And another one, I think he had not Kamikaze. That's not it. He had some song on
the Kamikaze Berserk.
Berserk, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Berserk.
Yeah, but like generally, he fell off. So I think it had to do with that. Like maybe when he was taking those drugs, it just took him to a different place, man.
So answer the question: does Takashi 6ix9ine beat Marshall Mathers in a Versuz?
No. What do you think?
I think no, because we're talking 20 songs. I don't think people are going to listen to 20 6ix9ine songs and be like, yo.
I can't even name 20 6ix9ine songs. Like I can name maybe 4.
I can name maybe 10.
Yeah.
Maybe 10.
But a whole, you can't listen to that. Like you can't listen to 20 of this guy's songs in a row.
20 is nuts.
Like, no, man.
But like, after Charlamagne made that initial statement, he kind of backtracks a little bit by saying, Future would wash him, Young Thug would wash him. No. You said Takashi.
Yeah, you said Takashi.
We're not talking about those guys. Because
exactly.
Yes, I believe for a fact those two other guys would wash
100%.
Eminem in a Versuz.
100%.
But, and I honestly, I would love to see Eminem in a Versuz because I want to get that Versuz effect. I want to get that renewed respect for his music, and who knows if I might be
that's
a 1-2 Eminem track in 2021.
I know you didn't really watch a lot of them, and you kind of got into Versuz kind of late, but the one thing I will say, it really did a thing for those older artists, man. Like it made you go back and listen to their discography.
Yeah, Jadakiss's streams went up 400%.
400%. Like it's crazy. Like all the artists who have done this, minus maybe a couple where it just didn't take off, but they have all seen huge streaming bonuses or levels.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I gotta ask you though.
Yeah.
Sticking on this topic.
Okay, you're gonna segue the same thing I was about to say. Okay, so you take it. Okay. Go for it.
Two, I'd say people that M's worked with a lot or frequently, and they've got apparently a beef in the air.
Okay.
If we throw Kanye and Drake into a Versuz, we do 20 songs back to back, 20 songs each. Who wins?
So, I think what this Dipset Locks Versuz did for me was made me realize that we're not going to just talk about just the songs.
Right.
There's going to be extras, whether we're talking freestyles, whether we're talking shit talk, whether we're talking anything like that.
Theatrics.
So theatrics. And now we're talking about Drake and Kanye.
Yep.
Kanye, the man who was levitating the other day.
Yes.
Kanye might perform the whole thing upside down.
Yo, this man might have what do they call them? The holograms?
Yeah. He might have an army of hologram Kanyes from all the eras.
Oh, he's Iron Man. Instead of the suits.
Yes.
Yes.
Yo, he would spend $1 million to beat Drake in a Versuz.
Oh, 100. Yo, he would spend whatever it took.
I want to say Drake because I'm more of a fan of Drake than Kanye. And I feel like song for song, you choose 20, and Drake's got his variety is nuts.
It's nuts.
He can who know I don't know what 20 songs he chooses.
Right.
Kanye, similar situation, but Drake's music is just so dynamic that I'm really confused as to what he would do. So I want to see him win, but because this is a show at the end of the day, and I'm not saying Drake is not a showman because he's one of the top performers in the world for sure still.
Yeah.
Kanye might get it.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to give you a spectacle. You don't know what you're going to get. And
I think that whole battle is dictated by the first song. So what does Kanye play first? Does he start with Through the Wire? And then what does Drake do after that?
Right.
Does Drake do I don't even know. You see what I mean?
You go from something off So Far Gone, or are we starting with
he might go he might take the freestyle he did on Coldest Winter.
Oh man, take the man's song.
Yes, he would definitely do that.
He would. He's petty like that. He would definitely do that. And
then he would play some of his Yeezy diss tracks with like a PowerPoint presentation behind it with a bunch of memes.
Yes, the creative team at OVO would have a field day, bro.
Yeah, he would he'd play what's it called? Sicko mode, and as soon as they say checks over stripes, everybody in the audience gets a new pair of Nocta Nikes.
Yep, their phone lights up and they see a message saying you just get the newest pair of, like, I don't know. What does he have? Air Jordan Drakes or whatever he's got?
No, they're Nocta. What I still gotta do my research. Yeah. I'm not cool enough, and that's the moment I realized I wasn't that cool.
Facts.
I still don't know what Nocta is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is Nocta Drake's brand?
I don't know. I don't know. We need a fashionista on here. We need someone who's more plugged in.
Maybe we just need younger people on here.
Facts. But like the thing that's crazy about those two artists is they could do this without features.
If they set some strict rules, ground rules, I would love to see it where it's like, no, singles where it's you only.
Yeah.
With one window for spontaneity. So whether that's like a freestyle,
right,
or whatever. Like I want to, because like the thing about Versuz is that there's rules, but there's no rules.
Mm-hmm. It's just the 20 songs back to back, and like 3 minutes, less than
because
that?
Like part of me says like, what's it called? Dipset was sitting in the audience when Jada starts going off. And Cameron's probably like, you can't do that. I didn't know we was freestyling.
I love the accent though. I love it. Man, but we got to see that at some point. I hope, like, we just got to get these dreams.
I don't know. That money is so big. That thing is huge. Like, you put that in like that big ass stadium in like Dallas, Texas to fill it up or something. It's like you gotta sell it out.
You gotta
first
sell
off.
it out. That's an arena.
Then you gotta pay-per-view that shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be on Thriller or Triller, whatever it's called.
Fucking Kanye made millions off of Donda merch, an album that he's yet to drop.
Right.
So I can only imagine like he's gonna release like a Versuz line. His Versuz battle line.
A Versuz battle line, yeah. Yo, people were buying air from his listening party in the stadium. Like people bottled or bagged the air from the arena and were selling that online.
Did they test it? See if he was vid free?
I don't know, man. Maybe you get an extra. Maybe that's your bonus. You get an extra bit of Delta in there, yo.
You spend 10 racks on some air, you get Delta. Stupid.
10K Delta.
10K for some Delta. Nasty.
That's disgusting. Oh man, I love it.
So I want to stick with no, not even stick with. Let's just move to this rumored story that has been floating around the internet all week. And it's been the same headline with the same two pictures.
Yeah. With
the same like clip attached to it.
Okay.
And like you told me something that is added to this story development. So basically the story is PJ Washington, who is an NBA player for the Charlotte Hornets, has reportedly basically been instructed to pay $200,000 a month over the next 18 years in child support, as his ex-wife, Brittany Renner, who is a porn star, secretly filed for divorce 2 weeks after giving birth to a child, or to their child. Let me play the clip that goes with this, which is Brittany Renner in a car bragging about basically being able to trap basketball players, professional athletes, because they're easy.
Right.
People to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb. First people to-
Wow. So.
Wow.
So there was one Twitter account, which is like some really small account that had like 100 followers or some shit. It wasn't like a news outlet that originally posted the story and it was just shared a billion times.
Mm-hmm.
Then that clip, you told me, is actually a doctored clip and not a real situation where she's saying that. And I looked at it since you said that.
Yeah.
And it looks like a dub now.
Right. Exactly.
And so this to me went from a lesson for young, rich, professional athletes looking out for women like this, which you still should, to you shouldn't believe everything that you see on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure what the actual story is. I'm not sure if they're like together. I'm not sure if they have a child. I'm not sure I don't think that they were ever married. I'm not sure what the situation is. But this was just a situation where I learned that I got to do some digging and quadruple check. I got to remind myself to quadruple check and not just take it, because it's easy to get lazy on social media these days and just take shit for face value because, you know, a bunch of people shared it, so it must be true.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's crazy, right? Like, we don't know what is true in this situation, which you pointed out. Like, this could be true. It could be not. It could not be true. We have no idea.
True.
It could be partially true. We have no idea, right? And the thing that's wild to me is like you said, the account that originally was sourced in this had no followers. I'm not gonna say no followers, but barely any following. No,
not a publication. Yeah,
not a publication, and it just blew up like wildfire. And so many retweets. And this is the thing that like I had to remind myself. It's like, yo, don't be so quick to retweet something.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that like Twitter will now ask you if it's an article. It's like, hey, do you want to read this article first? And oftentimes I catch myself, I'm like, you know what? Let me read this before I retweet it, because you can just get caught by a headline. It's all clickbait, you know, and people are just too quick to just believe anything.
And sometimes the headline is an oversimplification of the situation. So you've actually got to do some more research and, you know, read beyond that. Like it might be the most catchy, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then you read it and you're like, oh, well, it's not actually that. You know what I mean? So, and like, this is stuff that we've talked about a while ago, a few episodes back, when we were talking in reference to Facebook and like people like your father who are older and aren't well versed with social media, so that when they see something online, they're really ready to say, "Yo, Patrick, Kobe was shot down by like there was a conspiracy beyond what happened there." And like I told you, I had to get into it on Facebook with my cousin about something like that. So it's just, it was a reminder for myself, because I feel like we're starting to slip. Our generation started to slip into that.
For sure. Oh, 100%. 100%. And like, we grew up with social media. Like, we are the generation that social media began to pop off with, right? And like, I think we were taught about these things early on, but I'm not going to lie. Since I've been out of school, I don't really check for credibility on sources anymore. Like, not as much as I should, you know, especially these past couple of years where we've seen stuff with like from Trump to COVID to whatever it may be. There's been so many things thrown out there. And it's like, yo, it's been hard to tell what's real, what's not.
Yeah, I only check credibility when I'm really trying to like disprove somebody's idiotic.
Yeah, if you're about to go in on someone.
You know, like like when my cousin will post something like, what do we like? Somebody died, like a famous person died, and I knew that they did not die.
Right.
And it was posted from like some ridiculous account, and I just was like, I just remember my face. I'm looking at this on the phone. I'm like, let me go to quick to Google. No, they're alive. And I just had to like link alive and well. Stop being a dummy.
Right? Like, yo, just you leave it to the credible sources, man, or check your sources before you start running with the story. Like, what? No one cares about being accurate anymore. It's just be first. Just get it out first. Let me get the most amount of likes. Let me get the most amount of retweets or followers, whatever it is. No one cares about being right.
People got to be like us, you know. Like, we didn't even want to like podcast last week. We waited 2 weeks. 2 weeks to talk about Versuz.
Right? We waited till we had all the
2 weeks
facts
to talk about Jadakiss. I had to see that whole thing from all angles. I had to see Fat Joe rant about it, and
Fat Joe's
then
a
I
man.
want to talk about it.
Fat Joe's a man. Fat Joe needs to do some like commentary on sports games or something. You know, him and Snoop.
Yeah, Fat Joe and Snoop as a podcast combo might be good.
Jeez.
like when I heard that Flavor Flav and fucking Boozy Badass had a podcast, I'm like, wow, that's like if I was like saying like on the top of my list for most ridiculous, far-fetched podcasts that I would potentially listen to, that would be it.
Oh,
and it's
yeah,
real.
100%. It's real. They just need to add like Soulja Boy or someone else on there and they're good, yo. Cover all the generations.
Those type of guests, though, if they get like a Soulja Boy guest.
Oh, man. It's ridiculous, bro. But, yo, honestly, the more of the story, just check your sources, man. Don't believe everything you see at first glance. Like, this guy might not, and PJ has come out and said, like, yo, stop the cap.
Oh, did he? Good. Because I was wondering that. I'm like, is this guy quiet the whole time? What is Brittany Renner saying?
Nah, he's just released like I was going to say statement. It's not even a statement. It's just a tweet saying, like, yo, stop the cap. Like,
I love those statements where it's just simple. One sentence.
Yeah.
Or like not even sentence, an emoji.
Cap. That's it. That was it. Just cap. Man.
So speaking about like, you know, we're talking about like lies, you know, things not being true and all of that. And, you know, being able to decipher what's real and what's fake. We have a homie that we don't know that is looking out for all of us mandem.
Okay. What's up?
And like, I feel like some of these I already knew, but some of these was good to hear so that it was vocalized so that some of the homies that didn't know any better will now know better.
Okay.
So she basically creates this TikTok where she's exposing 6 things that women constantly lie about.
Oh, I like this.
So this is, we got it for you guys. Yeah. Thank us. Just thank us later. It's fine. It's all right. We got you. We got you. It's okay. So here we go. I'm going to play it right now.
Give you 6 things that girls say that's not true. First thing is that I didn't see this until now, bruh. We fucking saw it, bro. Like, we have our phone in our hands 24/7. How did we not see it? We're texting everybody else back but you. We saw it. And I don't know why we lie when we could just tell you, hey, I really don't feel like talking right now. But I don't know. We'd rather just lie. I don't know. It makes us feel good. I don't know. Second thing is I'm working on myself. If you ever try to date a girl and she hit you with the I'm working on myself, just take your chain off and go lay down, bro. She don't want you. I'm going to just tell you right now. She don't want you, bro. Because right now she's at home eating some Rotel dip, watching Bad Girls Club. She ain't working on shit, bro. She just don't want a relationship. At least not with you anyways. Third thing is felt cute might delete. A lot of girls put this caption for their pictures. And to be honest, you have to pay attention to that word might. That word might is going to tell you everything that you need to know. That basically means that if I don't get the amount of likes that I want, then I'm going to delete it. I'm going to give you...
So let me go through. We'll go through all of them.
But if I get 100 likes and more, then it's going to stay up until somebody can tell me how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. To be honest, that's really what that shit mean for real. Fourth thing is, I was just playing. 9 times out of 10, we don't just be playing. If we told you that your breath smell like koala ankles and we see that you get mad, then we're going to hit you with the...
Hold on.
What's up? What? Koala ankles?
I got to Google this.
Yeah, do they...
Is this a thing?
Are they known to smell bad?
Do they have ankles? What? What do they?
They have ankles.
Koala ankles?
They're so cute. I don't even like animals, but like koalas are just chill, yo.
I found it.
What they do to anybody?
I found a picture of a koala ankle, and I don't know if it smells bad, but
I think she just picked some. I mean,
that's very specific.
That's a very specific smell.
Thank you, ma'am. That is the name of this episode, Koala Ankles.
All right.
I was just playing, so you can get back in a better mood. Because we don't want to make you mad. We just really want you to fix the problem. Fifth thing is, my menstrual is on. To be honest, this can mean a lot of things. Either it's on for real, or you got a big-ass, wet-ass booger in your nose, and it completely turned her off. So she immediately hit you with the my cycle on so you can leave her alone. Or she's testing you. Because to be honest, some girls be like, my menstrual is on, just to see if you get mad. If you get mad, then we know that that's all you really wanted from us. But if you're understanding, we'll hit you with the just kidding, and then you'll get some action. 6 is I heard. 10 times out of 10, we didn't hear shit. We actually thought of it ourselves, and we're trying to see if we're right. Instead of coming to you like a normal person and just asking you the simple question, we rather say that we heard something from somebody and see what you say. Keep in mind that not all girls are like this.
I love the disclaimer.
I know, right?
Appreciate you, sis.
Oh, man. Wow. Okay, so we got to break these down now.
Yeah, what was it for you? Like, was any of these a shock, first off?
Nah, none of these were shock, bro. None of these are shock. Come on, man. They ain't slick. Women, y'all ain't slick. We know these.
I mean, okay, the one that might have been a shock if it happened to me would be it's my menstrual. And I understand, like, when she justified it, I was like, oh, shit. That is kind of, I mean, that's an interesting way to do it, but you don't have to lie, I get, or should, like, do you think it's an easier way to weed out the mans that just want the crutches?
Probably. I think so. But then you might get the savage man who don't care. He's just be like,
oh. He's going to push again. He's going to keep pushing. And then she's like, fuck, I lied already. It's still not working.
You just gotta go. Exactly. What do
I don't want you.
I guess that's it, right? Oh, man, that's a nasty dude, though.
But
if you're
sorry, so
I like that.
I think the felt cute might delete was funny.
That's funny, and that's like, come on, we knew that too.
Well, I didn't know it was as specific to like the likes and all that. I thought it was just like a dumb thing that they just say in something that they don't have a caption for, where it's like risque.
No,
where they have plausible deletability.
I like that.
That's a good episode title.
I like that. Plausible deletability. I like that. This guy's snapping right now. Yo, but I've definitely seen that happen where they'll post a photo, might stay up for like half hour. It's not getting traction. It comes down, and then maybe like a week or so later, pops back up again at a different time slot.
Don't repost it.
At a different time slot. You know, you just got to make sure you
got to know the algorithms before you even get there. You got to know.
Yeah. Bro, they ain't slick, man. They ain't slick. You ever been hit with any of those?
Yeah, but like, I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm just running the episode title down.
No, same. I know. I'm like, I like these. Like, I'm thinking about I got to hear this again. Let me hear some of this again.
We'll go back to the top right here.
Yeah.
Girls say that's not true. First thing is that I didn't see this until now. But if you're understanding,
oh my god,
let's stop there.
I'm gonna give you 6 things that girls say that's not true. First thing is that I didn't see this until now.
Okay, I've got this before. That is a fact.
Yep.
And this is where every single time I've received this, I knew it was time to move on. So like it served its purpose, I guess. The lie served its purpose. I just wish that people could just be straight up like that. You could tell me or ignore me, like one or the other.
Trust, like, yo, everyone who knows me knows I don't like to talk on the phone. If you just cold call me, chances are I'm not going to answer, because I got to be in a headspace to have a phone call. That's just me.
Nowadays, especially more than ever, I feel the same as you.
Exactly. So, but people know that I've made that clear. Like, everyone who knows me knows that I'm not a phone talker like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to make these things clear. If you don't feel like talking to someone, or you're not in the mood to talk, let that be known. That's cool. But don't just like ignore the person to the fact where it's like, okay, what's going on here? Especially ladies and guys out there. But we're talking about the ladies right now. If you and a guy let's say the guy's approached you and just trying to make plans with you, and you set something up, and he's just trying to, check in, see what's going on. Like, when are we actually solidifying this? And you don't respond at all, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Just tell him you're not interested, or tell him the truth, but don't just ignore the guy.
Well, I feel like, some women, and again, I'm like saying some women in the same way that she's saying, listen, not all women are like this. But there are some women that just like, I've tried to avoid confrontation as much as possible. And like, sometimes it's for good reason, because they're afraid of the reaction. So they try to let dudes down super, super politely and gently, where like their ego isn't damaged too much. Because we've all heard stories where like a man's trying to holler at a girl. She says, no, thank you. No, thank you. Sorry. I'm not interested. Yeah. I'm not interested. And then he says, well, fuck you anyways. You're not even that cute.
Yep.
Like that's, or it gets even worse than that. So I can understand trying to lie out of it and say stuff like, I didn't see this until now. But I think that I didn't see this until now response still leads you on to think that there's hope. And I don't like that.
Exactly. Don't give me hope.
Yeah, I think you got to shut down hope. You got to like...
you got to shut down hope.
You got to cancel hope. Cancel all hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, just say, hey, buddy. Maybe you just say, hey, bud. I didn't see this till now.
Yo, is there anything worse than like you being really into a girl and she hits you with a hey, buddy, or she says like a hey, bud, hey, friend?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, it sucks because it's just it attacks your ego. Your ego just gets deflated, and you're like, oh man, I gotta check myself. I'm not. I thought I was that nigga, but I'm not.
She just killed all hope.
Yeah, exactly. Here, let's go to another one.
Bruh, we fucking saw it, bro. Like, we have our phone in our hands 24/7. How did we not see it?
And that's real.
We're texting everybody else back but you.
Yes.
We saw it. And I don't know why we lie when we could just tell you, hey, I really don't feel like talking right now. But I don't know. We'd rather just lie. I don't know. It makes us feel good. I don't know. Second thing is I'm working on myself.
So I'm working on myself.
Yeah.
I feel like you get this after you're trying to take things to the next level. Like you've already established that there's something there. Like,
of course,
some kind of level of romance, whether it's like you guys have, hung out and cuddled and whatever. And then you're like, listen, I really like you and I would love you to be my girl. And then she says something like, sorry, I'm not in the headspace. I'm just working on myself right now. I think you're a great guy. Like that's probably what that conversation is.
That's exactly what that is.
Have you experienced this?
Of course. I think everyone. I mean, I've experienced it. I've also done it.
Do you believe that she was working on herself, or were you working on yourself when you said it?
I was just not really trying to be in a relationship.
Patrick was working on a couple things.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's one of those things that people say. I think it goes back to your point where like we don't want the confrontation. You don't want to hurt someone.
Yes.
Right? Like, I think you go to that stance when you don't want to hurt the person. You genuinely like the person. They're just not for you at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I agree. I've said this before and wholeheartedly meant it.
Right. Like,
when I'm not in the headspace to date, I'm actually pretty honest about it. I'm just, and I think, to a detriment, because I know it does hurt feelings sometimes when you have a connection with somebody. And I think sometimes, being somebody who I think I can say is more charismatic than the average person, or like is able to like relate to people, it's easier than other people to like connect with people.
Yeah.
So sometimes that person on the other end is like, wow, this is rare. And then you're just sitting there on the other end like, I connect with everybody like this.
Yo, isn't that the worst though? Like, if you think you're just being nice, you're just being you.
Yeah.
But people take that as, oh, you flirting.
Yeah. I was when I was in the dating scene, there was a girl who because I'm just a nice person when I'm dating. Like, I'm not disrespectful. I'm very respectful. Mm-hmm. I understand. I'm very empathetic in my approach to everything, whether it's just, trying to just kick it on the casual hookup vibes or what have you.
Yeah.
But that woman, she took it in a way where it was like, when she was talking to a mutual friend, she was like, yo, why is Shaq trying to wife me? Damn. And I laughed when he told me that. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm not a dick. And I get this. Like, I was not giving those vibes at all.
Man.
So.
You're just too nice, bro. You're just too nice.
Yeah, well, guess what happened? I started working on myself.
Oh, I love it. Yo, she had some good ones in there.
Yeah. She's good. I mean, we can go through them all, but like, no, she had some good ones. I feel like we can relate to every single one of those.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I have another clip, and I don't know. I didn't mean this to be the episode of the clips, but I have some really good clips.
This is good. We're catching up. I love this.
This is what happens when we pod every 2 weeks.
There we go.
Do we stop podding every week?
Ooh.
No.
Let us know. No.
Yeah. Have you? Well, you're not. Okay, you don't really smoke weed.
No, I don't.
But how often would you say that you consume cannabis? Because you'll have an edible here and there or whatever.
Yeah, like once a month.
Okay. So you could not imagine that there's withdrawal if you were to be a daily smoker and didn't stop.
No. Does that happen?
I don't think so, because I smoke every day, and there are days where, especially when I'm traveling, I might just not have weed. Or
right.
If I'm, when I'm in New York, I guarantee you I'm not looking for weed. But things might change. Things are changing now. But in the past few years, whenever I'm there,
for sure.
I'm not, and when I'm on vacation on an island or whatever,
the
weed is usually terrible anyway. So I'm not looking for it either.
Right.
But this man is saying that there are withdrawal symptoms.
I mean, I could see that happening, just like any other substance that you take in your body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think they are? Because I think if I'm going to say it first, off of my experience,
go ahead.
Let me imagine it might be a little bit harder to go to bed.
Right.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
Because some people they might take it for anxiety,
exactly.
or they might not even realize it, but it might be taking care of their anxiety.
Yeah.
Appetite might change.
Right.
Maybe moodiness because of all of that. What do you think the side effects would be? Yeah,
no, I definitely would have said irregular sleeping habits, or sleeping pattern, I think would be one. Yeah, I would say energy. I feel like something would happen with your energy level. You might, I would say decrease perhaps.
I don't know. Cause I find when the way I strategically smoke my weed, it has to be after serious intake of information. I can't do it. Say I look at my work schedule. Yeah. And if my work schedule is, you've got to do 2 presentations today, and then you've got to listen to, you got to do some training or something like that. That's not a day you smoke weed during the day to me. Okay. Because I'm not going to and everybody's different, but to me, I know that I can't do it like that. So I got to wait till after all of it. And that's how I strategically choose when it's
right.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It might just be something that is there's a couple things that are uniform across smokers, but I feel like it's very unique to everybody's situation.
Yeah, I don't think that it would be the same for everyone. But I'm curious to know what this guy was saying.
All right. Well, say less, fam.
All right.
You know that when you stop smoking cannabis, you go through withdrawal? Well, let me tell you about it, because it is not fun. I smoked the last 6 years straight, every day, every night, every work shift. I did not go a day without puffing in the morning. 2 hours later, 2 hours later, 2 hours later, take a nap, 2 hours later. Shit, just every 2 fucking hours for the last 6 years. I started smoking to be able to get through and cope with a failing marriage, overworked, all the other bullshit that was going on in my life, right? It was a coping mechanism. I needed to take away that fucking edge. And since I haven't been married for the last 2 years, I just been doing it for fun. I just been doing it because it was the norm. So on the second, I stopped. I just made a decision in my mind that I don't need it no more. And it's been 20, did you know, days. And every day is hell. I have been sleeping, eating right. I feel like I am submerged in cold water all the time. It's hot outside. My house be at 86 degrees and I be under the fucking covers. It is not fucking fun. I even had to shave the hair off my legs, because anytime my pants or shorts press against it, I can feel it and it hurt. Wow. Then I was told it could take up to 4 weeks for your body to go through withdrawal. So that means that I got another fucking 10 days of dealing with this shit. And there's no such thing as a weed or teen patch. I had to do this shit cold turkey. And I'm telling you right now,
shouldn't laugh, but
all of you
that's funny.
heavy smokers that may have to give this shit up, you might want to start doing it.
A weed-a-teen
patch. Man, honestly, I hope he sees it through. I hope he goes through those next 10 days and sees it through. But
yeah, I'm not sure if he's just like a funny guy, and that's just it kind of comes off with a little bit of humor, but it sounds very serious to like his situation.
Yeah. But I also think like it's pretty. I think any substance that you take to cope with things is not a good thing. If that's the reason why you start taking a substance, that's not a good thing, regardless of the substance, whether it's people like started, coffee or like caffeine addictions and things like whatever the substance is, to do it to cope with something is not a good way to manage that.
No. And like thankfully, like, so when I started smoking weed, it was around the time that like I was dealing with like a serious breakup too. And like I didn't realize until like maybe a few weeks or months after that I was like, what weed does for me is it makes me not give a fuck about all that shit that I'm holding. So I love that state of mind where I'm just like, nothing bothers me. I'm just watching The Office and I'm kicking it.
Right.
This is what matters to me right now. What's in front of me matters, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I think if I didn't have that realization early enough, weed smoking would probably have been a problem for me.
Yeah. I hear that. And like, I don't really smoke, but I started doing edibles. And the main reason like I got into it over the course of the pandemic, I wasn't sleeping. And like I started finding like, I did a couple times. I'm like, oh, I had like the best sleep I've had in a while. And then I started buying more and having it more. And then same thing like you, I realized I'm like, I don't want to be reliant on that, on this to get me to sleep. So I had to find other sort of ways to do this without any substance.
Trust me, there are days where like I come home from like a night out or a late night or something like that, and I know I just want to dive into my bed.
Yeah.
And I'm already tired. I know that. I'll lay in my bed and like there's that moment where like my eyes are just open and I'm like this. And my first thought is grab the bong, grab the pipe, go roll something.
Right.
But I'll sometimes just straight up just say, no, I don't feel like forcing myself to it's a weird way to fall asleep. I just want to be able to fall asleep because I was tired. Because guess what? I actually am sleep deprived and I should be able to fall asleep.
Yes.
But for his symptoms with the leg hair bothering him and like shaving his head.
Yeah. No, shaving his legs.
Oh, shaved his legs. Okay,
shaved his legs. Then the thing was like the cold. Like he's in an 85 degree Fahrenheit room and he's freezing. Like what?
I also question like the type of like the level of weed smoke he does because like I was having this conversation with my neighbor here because he's also a daily weed smoker and will literally if I go outside right now he'll probably be out there just smoking or something like that. We just have random talks.
Yeah,
and he was just like I had a brain fart. Fuck. No, but he was just talking to me about like smoking weed and just like he could stop it just like this if he needed to. But he smokes every single day, whatever. And I think as a daily weed smoker or a substance user, period, like whether we're talking about weed, alcohol, whatever, if you can't turn it off, that's something that you should really like discuss with yourself
for sure,
or somebody else.
For sure. I question people who take a substance daily and say, "Oh, I could stop if I did. I could stop this like tomorrow if I wanted to."
Yeah.
I don't necessarily believe that's true. It does work for some people, but I don't know, man.
See, like my argument with weed was always like, I feel great with weed. I can afford to always have weed, and if I can enjoy myself, why would I not?
Yeah,
that's the way I see it. Because it's not like, to me, I'm not equating it to what in the past it has been equated to, which is hard ass drugs.
Fair.
It's like, like if I said that about heroin, if I said that about heroin, cocaine, Molly, whatever the fuck I'm talking about, like that's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you about something that like deals with a lot of mental health issues and that is very natural. It's literally a plant that I break off and just roll into a paper and smoke. Like that's literally all it is.
Right.
if it wasn't that, I think that would be a problem. But I can actually, I feel like I can stop whenever, or I'm very selective. Like I said, strategic around. Like, and I'm a daily smoker. To me, you have to be strategic. So, but this is what I wanted to say. I want to question the way that he was consuming his cannabis.
Yeah.
Feel all those effects. Because I'm not sure if you're familiar with dabs.
No.
A dab is like you take like a concentrate,
okay,
and then you put it in this like glass rig that looks almost similar to a bong.
A bong, yeah.
And then you take a torch lighter that heats it up to a certain temperature.
Right.
And then you smoke that. And that is like, I've done that twice.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I did that, which was like the first year I started smoking, my ex and I went to a weed cafe, and she got the rig, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. We had a hotel down the street downtown.
Yeah.
And it was also a comedy show. I was like, oh, this sounds cool. Get high as fuck and watch comedy.
Yeah.
I did that shit, like one rip or so, and like was so uncomfortable. I felt so high that I just was like, I told her, I'm like, we need to leave. Mm-hmm. And then I did it again a few years later after being a daily smoker. And it just so happened to be at a dispensary where they were like $2 dabs. And I'm like, I was going to roll a blunt. I'd rather just spend $2 and test my might.
Right.
Bro, I was so discombobulated. Like I just like,
wow.
I left the place. I hopped on the streetcar. Couldn't tell you exactly what my goal was on that streetcar. I hopped off the streetcar. Wow. I walked. I went to Chipotle. I was like, let me just destroy a burrito because that might make me feel better.
Yeah.
I did. I hopped on a bus. I got home, and all that was like 2.5 hours. And by the time I got home, I still felt freshly high.
Wow.
So if somebody, so I'm only saying that because I know that there are people out there that do dabs daily, multiple.
That's too much.
And so I'm wondering if they were to stop cold turkey, if they would have some of those types of symptoms.
For sure. Like your brain's got to adjust to all of that, man. Your body's got to adjust to that. Like, especially if you're doing this daily.
Days.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. See, this is why, like, I'm like, nah, I'm good, man.
I'm going to give you 6 things that.
Stop. Sorry. So, okay. I have, do we have anything? Because I don't want to just keep playing these great fire ass clips if we have written down some good topics. I know there are some things that I wrote down.
I mean, I did want to stay in a relationship bag if we could jump into
Yes,
that,
please do, because that's where I did want to stay.
Yeah. Because our guy, well, not our guy, but man of the people, Nick Cannon.
Okay.
He recently came out with a statement that people wilding, and I'd love to talk about that with you, man.
Okay. So give people the background about Nick Cannon if they haven't known what he's been up to in 2021.
You might have to fill in the gaps for me because I don't know everything, but I know this man has been on a ride. He got canceled, but not really canceled, lost the TV show, got the TV show back. And yeah, he's been having relationship drama. He's got, I don't know how many kids, but he's got a lot of kids with different women. I want to say like 8, maybe 8 children. I don't know how many baby mamas, but he's got a lot.
I think I saw he's got 7 kids currently, but he's got like he's got a couple of women pregnant right now, I believe. Right. So Nick's living life. He's out there just spreading his seed amongst the world and trying to grow that legacy, I guess. I think the clip that you're referring to was him challenging the Western society's views on relationships because we all make fun of Nick Cannon because like this guy will have sex with somebody and have a baby immediately. Yeah. And just he's been on a tear in 2021. I think he's conceived like 4 children this year or something like that.
That's wild.
So the delivery. This guy is like, you ever watch, what was that Grindhouse film where that dude, he just kept on saying, I never miss.
I didn't see it, but that's amazing.
That's exactly what he reminded you of. So he was on the Breakfast Club and he was discussing because like they were cracking jokes he's a good sport about it because shit's funny.
Yeah.
But he also was like challenging Western society's views on monogamy and dating and relationships and all of that. and it made me start being like, I know that like a lot of, let me just let the guy talk.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you.
Not you. Let me let him talk.
People question the different baby mothers. That's what.
But why do people question that? I mean, because that's a Eurocentric concept when you think about the ideas of like you're supposed to have this one person for the rest of your life, and really that's just a classified property when you think about it. I mean, like when you go into that mindset, if we really talking that talk, like just the idea that a man should have one woman, we shouldn't have anything. I have no ownership over this person. Like if we're really talking about how we coexist and how we populate, it's about what exchange can we create together. So I've never really subscribed to that mentality. You know what I mean? I understand the institution of marriage and stuff, but if we go back to what that was about, that was the classified property. That was because a father gave another man his daughter for land. So when you really get to that concept, it's like, all right, well, we got to change all of this up because I don't want ownership over anybody. I don't have ownership of any of the mothers or...
It's not the...
So he has some valid points. You don't think so?
Okay.
Talk to me, because like I honestly, I'm a monogamous person. And I'm not trying to convince you to do otherwise, especially with the wedding coming up, etc. Yeah. I'm also in a very monogamous type relationship as well, and I'm not trying to challenge that. I love where I'm at with this. So that being said, all that aside, the points that he just made was like, this is a Eurocentric way of thinking. This is a very traditional way of thinking that goes back years and years and years and years and years, where the woman was actually like an asset. And people would offer up their women in exchange, their daughters in exchange. It's a form of payment. Yeah, exactly. So what are your thoughts about somebody just deciding to say, no, not for me, respectfully. I don't own anything. I don't want to own women. I don't want to have, any ownership over you, but we can share intimacy. We can have children. We can procreate. And I'll take care of them and all that, but we're not an exclusive item where if you're with somebody else, I got to be jealous and vice versa. And that's just the way, like, I'm just going to continue to live my life as a single man.
So I challenge that in the sense that, okay, sure, that's maybe what marriage stood for eons ago, but that's not what it needs to mean to you or to anyone in 2021. Right? So just because something meant something or it came out of a certain viewpoint doesn't mean it has to represent that current viewpoint in today's day and age. So marriage doesn't have to be ownership. Like I'm getting married. I don't own my wife, right? That's not property.
But she owns you. Hey.
You know what I mean? Like you don't own people. Like, no, we've graduated from that school of thought. I would hope so anyways. So that's where I challenge him, where it's like, you don't need to apply those so-called Eurocentric values, to use his words, to your marriage today. That doesn't need to be the case. Or to your relationship today.
You know what it is? He probably just doesn't feel like monogamy suits him. Like he's done it. He's married Mariah Carey and all of that, and like it didn't work out. Maybe after that he had a revelation of sorts. I mean, he started wearing turbans after that and shit. And maybe he was like, look, you know what? For me to be happy with the rest of my life, I would love to just be a single man. But there are aspects of being with somebody and sharing intimacy. And I'm not even just talking sex, but like sharing intimacy with somebody and having very genuine connections with people that he doesn't want to miss out on. So he ends up having these types of relationships with different women that I'm sure are cool with it as well. Because I don't think, everybody signs up for shit like this. Yeah. And it just works for him. Is this just a situation that we're going to have to like kind of just say, if it floats your boat, it floats your boat. That's it.
I want to say yes, but I also don't like, he was out there saying that we need to stop looking at marriage in this way. So he's therefore then saying it's not just a me thing. I want everyone to be on this plan. I want you to do this. He's talking to the Breakfast Club guys like, we all need to do this. So
maybe he just, maybe he doesn't mean having multiple partners aspect of it, but maybe it's the ownership thing, because I think that there might be some men out there, some women out there that feel to some degree, and they might not verbalize it. Like if I approached them and said, do you belong to your husband? They'd be like, fuck no. But in the way that they move and run things, they might move as if, you know what I mean? And
I hear that.
Maybe he's just challenging that, and not so much that everybody has their one partner.
Okay. I could hear that. I could hear that side of it. I don't think that's what he was doing, but I could hear that side of it. I could hear that side of it. I definitely think that it's interesting, though, that there's that side where it's like, okay, we know marriage, or it's an institution, sure, whatever, right? But then so is like child support and caring for children, in a sense, if you think about it. Because you can't just have, I mean, morally, I don't think you should bring a child into this world and say, okay, I did my part, like you're on your own type of thing. Like you need to provide for that child. So like, where does he draw the line is where I'm really trying to go. Like how many kids is too much? At what point are you stretched too thin where you can't?
I think for him, I think like, I hope, because that's just an excerpt of the whole interview. And I hope that his approach is just like, listen, fam, I can afford to have 80 kids if I want. So I'll just keep popping them out. You don't do this, you know, because you can't do that. But I will do it because this is how I can afford to live. And he's also like, what I also heard is because like Charlemagne, obviously the big joker, was like, there's no way Nick wears condoms and shit. And he's like, yeah, I do. And he's like, shut the fuck up. And, you know, I think they had that discussion as well, where he's not encouraging any of that either. So I think it's just like this is just his situation.
Okay.
Versus him saying everybody needs to spread their seed everywhere.
So he's not encouraging the mandem in the hood to just
he wasn't encouraging mass procreation. That's not part of his plan at all.
Be fruitful and multiply. Oh, it's wild.
I don't have much that I think there's stuff that we can say for the next one.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
Do you, are we part of next week? I just want to make sure that we are.
We are, don't worry. We're good.
Okay, good.
We're good. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, good.
One last clip we need is that I'm not leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
The world general speaking.
Yes. Appreciate y'all. Patrick Dennis Jr. on the Instagram, Twitter. You know what it is. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us.
Shop like Shaq. You waste you.
On everything. I just realized that we didn't even play our intro song. So
that's hilarious. Here we go. Yeah.
Now it's just a
outro.
An outro song. Where do I got it? There we go. Boom. I'm so rusty. It's just like so offensive to myself.
The off season, baby. It's all good. Good.
Facts. Not with the hype.
No, this guy only knew what happened to his voice after he sent the shit to us.
Right? Oh man.
Not with the hype.